Hello and welcome back to this channel. What we're going to do here today is we are going to make homemade croutons, which are super easy to make at home, much better. They taste so much better than anything you will buy in the store. So let's make some sourdough croutons. We're going to start with our bread. So I have a lot. I like to just usually put a bag like this in the freezer, just with bread that maybe for whatever reason we didn't use. Now, this knife I'm going to use to cut these into 1-inch squares. So this knife I got on Amazon. This is a bread cutting knife. It's the Mercer bread cutting knife. It's a serrated knife, and it's a really good knife for cutting bread. And then we're going to use all of this bread, and we're going to just cut into about 1-inch cubes. You can also just rip the bread. I actually saw somebody else who makes a recipe similar to this, where instead of them cutting the bread, they would rip the bread because they felt like when you rip the bread, it held onto the dressing better. This is just one recipe that you can use with leftover bread. The other things, a couple other ideas you could use for these would be you could do stuffing. You could save these all year long and make your stuffing for Thanksgiving. Do a French toast casserole. You could do an egg casserole. I came to a little bit of a misfortune with a mandolin once. So I bought this glove that protects your hands. So I got a really nice knife for my birthday from Williams-Sonoma. It's extremely sharp. I've already injured myself with it. I always wear this glove when I do cut with that knife. I don't always do it when I cut with this knife, but I do it when I cut with that knife or if I use the mandolin. But the knife that I got, it was pricey. I got a gift card from my parents for my birthday because I wanted to get a really good chef's knife. I went to the New York City Wine and Food Festival in October of last year, and that was the second time I've gone to that festival, and it's really fun if you're into food. They have a lot of demonstrations, and they have a ton of different dinners and things you can go to. One of the things we did that was so fun was we went to a private dinner with Esther Choi and Michael Simon, and I love Michael Simon. He's one of my favorites. I actually first saw him at the Wine and Food Festival, and I love the one. He gives so many good tips, but the one that I loved was talking about how the only knife you really need is a really good chef's knife. And so I put that on my list of things I needed to get because I have a knife set that I got, but it's not the best. The knives aren't sharp anymore. It's probably dangerous, and I just need to sharpen them and take the time to do that. But I didn't do that yet. So I have this one good bread knife that I got from Amazon, and then I have a really nice knife that I got from Williams-Sonoma. So I'm kind of all over the place. My favorite knife actually is from Walmart, and I've had it. Well, I don't know if it's my favorite anymore because I really like my knife that I got from Williams-Sonoma. But the knife that I got from Walmart has been my go-to, and I honestly think it was my husband's before we even got married. It was like his one knife. It's like a steak knife. So yeah. As you can see, this makes a lot. I mean, I had almost an entire loaf of sourdough bread from Walmart. And the reason I started making a lot of my own bread was because when you buy bread at the store, it has a million ingredients. And when you make it at home, it doesn't have as many. So that's nice. But it does make a lot. So I might not make all croutons with this because that is a lot of croutons. And you can decide when you do this, like I said before, there's so much you can do with bread chunks. So maybe you just freeze some of them. Even if you do, the only thing you think you're going to eat is the croutons, you could just, freeze them and save them for another time. The liquid you want here is olive oil. I don't measure. In the recipe that I will link in this, I do have a measurement. I just realized that I'm making all of these breadcrumbs. Okay, we're just going to go with it. We're going to, of course, start with salt and pepper. So let's start with this. This is probably pretty loud. I like to just eyeball it. This is fresh ground Redmond sea salt. We have that. And then we have fresh ground black pepper. You can taste this recipe before you put it in. So if you need more salt, you can add more salt. Next, we're going to put in some garlic powder. This is all. You do not have to use garlic powder. but I like garlic powder. Why? Because it incorporates a lot easier than fresh garlic cloves, in my opinion. You can totally get rid of the garlic. If you're not into garlic, don't use garlic. Italian herb seasoning from Sam's Club. I'm going to get the oven turned on. Okay? We're going to preheat that while we get these ready on the sheet pan. Let me grab the sheet pan. I just bought these new sheet pans from Amazon. I'm trying to replace as much of my anything that's non-stick with stainless steel or glass. And this was one of those things. I'm just doing it kind of in short shifts monthly, so I'm not spending a ton of money. That's why I'm finding things at the thrift store, like this glass bowl. But this I got on Amazon. It's nice and big too. I had got a smaller one, but it's a little too small. So this is great for if you have something big, like doing all these croutons. So let's put down some parchment paper. I get my parchment paper on Amazon, and I bought the wrong size, so I actually have to use 2. But we're going to use up what we have before we buy more. This one might be 3. Okay, that's fine. So that's 9 by 13. We need bigger for what's happening here. So now that we have this, we're going to put it on here. It smells really good. This is going to make, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to do half, and then I'll freeze the other half and make this some other time. Okay. So just looking at this now, that half looks like it has more olive oil on it. This half looks like it needs some, but we're going to taste test this one. Oh, that one's really salty. That one's really seasoned. We'll taste test this one. And it's delicious. It's really good. It's like when you go to an Italian restaurant that has the olive oil and the seasonings, and they give you the nice fresh bread and you dip it in. You could just eat things like that because it's really good. So we have this. So I'm actually not going to do anything with these, I don't think. Let me taste one more. Yeah, they're good. They're really good. You could add more. If you wanted to add more Italian seasoning, you could. But I think I'm good. We're going to wait for the oven to heat up. Then we're going to put these in the oven. You can also do these in the air fryer. That would be if you had like a smaller amount. Like if you're only doing maybe this many. Most air fryers aren't that big. Unless you have one on your oven, which I used to, but then it broke. So we don't have that anymore. We do have the Ninja, but that's really small. So that's not going to work for this. Get there first. Oh, shocking. She always gets there first. Okay, so we feel that now. Hold on. We'll give you one too. You can get one. There you go. Really nice. Really nice. Good job. Ooh. Our timer is going off. Here's what we look like here. They're still soft, which my family likes them a little bit soft, I'm not gonna lie. But what you could do is you could toast them longer, which I think I'm gonna do. Or you can leave them out and let them harden. But I want them to be a little bit more brown, a little more golden brown. So I'm gonna give them probably just another 5 minutes. Filled up my iced tea. This is a homemade iced tea. I should really do this for a video because I've been drinking this nonstop. It's like an Arnold Palmer. So good. Left on the last toast, I'm going to freeze these. I don't like using Ziploc bags and I don't like using plastic, but this is what I have. So I'm going to use it before I buy something else. And we'll just all deal with that. So I'm going to write on here croutons because they're already made. I would not write it just like bread cubes or maybe write bread cubes, but I'm writing croutons and today is the 18th, so I'm going to write 3/18/25. And like I told you before, you know, we can replace things as we want, get rid of the plastic, but if you have it, it's kind of irresponsible not to use it, right? So that's what's happening here. Whoops. So we're going to freeze these. And the good thing is now they'll all be ready to go. So next time, this prep step will be gone. So it'll be even faster. Great. Okay, so here they are. Oh yeah, these are perfect. The perfect crouton texture. Another option would be if you have one of these little misters. Mine broke, so it's supposed to have a little thing on there, but If you have a little mister like this, you could also mist a little bit extra olive oil if you like a little bit more in there. You could have those. So I hope you enjoyed making croutons with me today. This is so easy. I hope you try it and use these for so many reasons. Just snack on them. That's what I'm going to do. I just want to snack on them. So I might do that. And hope you subscribe, like, follow, all the things. This is one of many, the start of many. So thanks for watching. See you next time.